What up, guys? Poverty Hollow ADCR bringing to you Week 10, Session 1 of the knockout competition. We are down to the last 9 cars. And we have 8 of them racing tonight, with Trent and the Hell Camino being the only one getting a bye. So, cutting straight to the chase, we have Vern Davis in the SLK 230 compressor taking on Sam Hall. And Vern jumped right as the gates opened and said, I want a piece of Turbulence. I think I can take him. We're going to find out right here, right now. Side by side into the spiral, Turbulence takes the lead. And Turbulence does its thing. Vern slows down. Our timer says 3:13 like usual. 8.492. It's amusing how much 2 cars battling can cost them time. An 8.492, almost an 8.5, would be one of the slower runs that Turbulence has ever seen. And if Vern can get ahead of him here and beat that time, this could be the biggest upset possibly the entire series, because Sam's been unstoppable in this thing. One way to find out. And they're off. Turbulence takes the lead, and Vern spins. That's a shutout. That's the end of her. Vern ends up right here on the inside. And if you notice, perhaps he'll have better luck with these shiny beauties coming up here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. More info on that on this channel. Just look it up. It's the most recent video before this one. Match 2, round 1, brings us Katie and her surviving car, the Petty Charger Stalker, taking on Daryl Edwards in the Viper. Both of these are cars I wasn't sure I was going to see make it this far. It's kind of heartwarming to see that they did. Well, one of them's going home, however, to stay this time. And the Charger takes the lead. The classic Petty colors flying, and Daryl spins out across the line. Timer says 8.998. It's a shame that the gold medal speed axles on the Viper didn't quite live up to the hype. And now he's going at against a car, that has a 20-gram weight advantage on him. Can he make it up? A lot more even this time as they go into the spiral, but the Charger takes the lead again. This time the Viper sticking a little bit closer. But Katie puts the nail in that coffin. And the Viper spins out. Match 3, race 1, brings us Douglas Gaffney, who became a force to be reckoned with very late in the game. And he's going up against Chuck. Chuck, who had a magnificent, very, down-to-the-wire late pass in the last video, which showed that there is indeed some magic that happens on this track. But unfortunately, going against that Monte means that, well, he's going to need a lot more magic than passing a Ferrari in the last 8 inches of track. Off we go. Into the spiral, the Monte doing its thing, being a rocket ship coming out. Look at him go. And there's Chuck bringing up the rear. What's the Monte lay down? 8.568. I hate to predict the end of the story, but I don't see Chuck coming back from this. Chuck had an interesting race, actually first picking the Stephen King Escort before losing that and moving on through a series of other wins and losses to make it to this point. I'd say that he had a pretty fair run. And sure enough, the Monte once again doing its thing. It appears that Chuck just pulled off and gave up. What'd that Monte throw down? 313 miles an hour. It has the speed. An 8437 has the time. Chuck just said to hell with it. Parked it right on the inside of the corner with the rest of the Spectra Flame cars that, oddly enough, it matches. Here it is, the final race of the session in what is quickly becoming the Sam Hall and Douglas Gaffney show. These are two pretty good running cars, so I'm kind of entertained to see what's going to happen. The Mercedes takes the lead coming out of the spiral. The GP takes a huge toss at him. Look at this, and they're nose to tail down to the line. That Mercedes comes out with the lead. 8.438. With an 8.4 on the line, Doug was within striking distance. It seems that while the Mercedes has slowly gotten worse, Doug's cars have both been getting faster and faster. 8.438 is the time to beat. Here we go. Side by side. The Mercedes comes out of the spiral ahead. Doug crashes. And so does Sam. What on earth was that? With that double DNF, we have a restart, which gives Doug one last chance here to make it right, because it looked like Sam had it all wrapped up until he took his off-track excursion. Let's get it. Into the spiral this time, Doug with the lead. The Mercedes takes a chip out of the tunnel and then makes an epic pass to the finish. Look at that. Sam shuts him out. What a beautiful run. And here you have it. Your final 5 cars left in competition. Our next session will only have 3 races to make an even amount of competitors for the final. Strike early, strike fast. Find your opponent before he finds you.